Okay. Hello, everyone. How's it going? Faith Dex Spear build. Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Spear from Bone Muatra build. Spear from Bone. Is there a Bone Spear? That'd be even more fitting. Let's swap over. OMG YouTube notifications actually work. Hello, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. So, for anyone who is unfamiliar, we did a Dagoth run a couple months ago. Okay, I need to actually get into the game. There we go. Okay, for anyone unaware, we did a Dagoth run a couple months ago. That was a Faith Strength build. We used the Bloodhound Claws with a Strength infusion, and then we used Fire spells for him to supplement that. So, with Vivec, we are going to be using Muatra, which is his spear. I figured Vike's War Spear was a really good bet for that, because that's fire damage and dex. So, I'm planning to do the whole Tribunal. Almalexia is going to be Strength Dex. Vivec, Strength, or Dex Faith. Dagoth Strength Faith. And then Sothasil is going to be Faith Int. So, there is a bone spear. It's called Celebrant's Rib Rake. Oh, yeah. Does it actually look like a spear? Hold on. Does that actually look like a Matra from his bone armor build? Yeah, Celebrant's Rib Rake. I think it looks more like a rake, doesn't it? Than anything else. So this was our Dagoth character. I am curious as to how this is going to go. Looks like a bone spear, but looks like a weird rake. Yeah, okay. Cool. So we're going to hit new game. Starting class for this class, I haven't really put much thought into. We played Prophet for Dagoth, and I feel like that's probably fine for this as well. Maybe Confessor could be better. It depends on if we want to have more faith or more dex starting off early. Confessor gives us a seal and a sword. I guess Prophet, we start with a spear. So we'll play Prophet again. And I do have a favorite. I made I made Vivec, so this is the best job that I can do, guys. Don't don't hate it too hard, but this is what we're rocking with here. This is Vivec. I was gonna give him like gray skin, like we did with Dagoth, but I mean Vivec's blue, so we're gonna go with that. Vivec. Go Thief, because the Thief for the yeah, okay, hold on. I do like Thief. It's Bandit in this game, I think is that. The problem with Bandit, I mean, if we're doing starting stat-wise, Prophet has way better stats, but if you guys want to see Bandit, I do like the idea of Bandit for Vivec. The rule with this run is going to be that I can't kill a boss until we have Vike's War Spear, which I believe you get from killing him over by the Frenzied Flame, which we can totally get to. So that's going to be the rush that we're going to be doing. So yeah, we'll get right into things. Yeah, I wanted to do a live stream after uploading that video, just kind of take a little bit of a break from doing writing and editing and all that stuff. So hopefully this should be fun. I think we can get pretty far. I'm maybe a little rusty on Elden Ring because I haven't played in a while, but we'll get through it. Wasn't Vivec like a gang member before meeting Nerevar? God, all this information. Do you guys know that scene in The Last Crusade, Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, where he's asking his dad about the journal, and then his dad gets all mad at him, and he's like, "You don't remember, Dad?" And then he's like, "I had the journal, so I didn't have to remember." That's how I feel about all this Elder Scrolls information. Is like, I'll make a video, and then the information flows out of my brain, and I'm like, it's in the video. But there is something about Vivec being God, like on the roadside or something? Gets picked up on the road by Nerevar. We watched that trilogy, capitalized trilogy, 3 weeks ago. Awesome. I absolutely love Indiana Jones. It is my favorite movie franchise. I think The Last Crusade is my favorite movie of all time, alongside Shrek 2. Those are my all-timers. Hola, what kind of powers does Vivec have? Well, right now Vivec is not going to have any powers, but we are going to be getting him Vike's War Spear and some fire spells. So I guess we, again, we maybe should have started Prophet for the Catch Flame right at the beginning, but we can get that from Corrin, I believe. I've never played Elden Ring. Wonder what it's like. Is it worth trying? I love this game. I think this game is great. Isn't there one story on how Alm, Warrior, and Set Mage needed a thief, so they created Vivec to achieve something? Yeah, so there's some poetic language in, I want to say it's the first or second, it's an early sermon in the 36 sermons, and talks about Sothasil and Almalexia creating Vivec. But then there's also some accounts of, like, Vivec's age and Sothasil's age vary throughout different stories and what interpretations you want to believe happened. So if you take everything in the 36 sermons as canon and true, then yeah, Sothasil and Almalexia are kind of like his mom and dad. But I think it's meant to be more poetic in nature than anything else. So we need to get Torrent, and then once we get Torrent, we can do the Elden Ring Shuffle, where we go and we get the Dectus medallions and all that fun stuff. It's also Bolt of Grandsax, which is a spear made of dragon bones. That's true. That is true. I think I like Vike's War Spear a little bit more for the aesthetic. I think it looks a little bit more like what Muatra might look like, but we can change around and experiment. Oh, also, apologies. We need to be naked. Okay, so I'll take all this off too. So we sleep at this. What was Vivec's weapon called? Muatra. Muatra. I don't believe there's a version of it that appears in any of the games. Maybe he's got one on his back in ESO. Okay, yeah, handsome Squidward. Alright. You look like handsome Squidward from the side. You really do, honestly. So is Vivec younger than them? I know from Sill's dialogue in ESO, it talks about him as if he's a child/son. Yeah, so when I was doing my Sotha Sill video, I believe we touched on Vivec's age being weird, because there's some accounts of Sotha Sill being older and some accounts of him being younger. First things first, I think we actually want to go... I'll go get the Dectus medallion. We'll go get our Crimson Seeds and flasks and all that stuff. Oi! Oh, and the Physic tier, we need to get that. Okay, we just ignore this dude. Y'all just don't ask where Muatra came from. Yeah, you don't want to know. Do you think the accounts where it talks as if he's older is more about his wisdom? For Vivec being older or Sotha Sill? Because generally I would say that Sotha Sill appears to be more wise, but it's honestly like hard to tell, because if you're statting these characters out like D&D characters, for instance, like Almalexia would be a strength build. Maybe like strength charisma or something. I don't know. She seems like, I always feel like Almalexia gets a really bad rep, and for good reason, like for murdering Sothasil. But I do feel like people forget that she was insane and like that's not what she wanted to be doing at that time. I think people tend to forget about that. It's propaganda. Each claim that they're the wisest. Yeah, that's also probably true. Um, but you know, I've wanted to make a video on Almalexia for a while because I just feel like she's got cool lore, but people often write her off as being like a horrible person for the murder of Sothasil. But if you actually played the Legends DLC, the Return to the Clockwork City DLC, Sothasil doesn't seem mad at her or anything when she's killing him. He still refers to her as a friend, and it's unfortunate what happened to her in the end. So, but I have not done enough research into Almalexia. Like, obviously, I have a pretty good understanding of things, but you'd be surprised how much you learn just by like really delving into the UESP and looking at links and references, and of course going in game as well. I mean, you learn a lot more than you think you ever know. TBH, most people put Vivec on a pedestal whilst retaining that all of them are horrible, but Vivec is that one cool guy. Yeah, and honestly, I don't even really like Vivec that much. I think that, for me, Sothasil's always been that one cool guy, but even Sothasil is like... Someone made a good point on my Sothasil video where Sothasil basically... I came to the conclusion that Sothasil believes in determinism, which is the philosophy that all events in life are predetermined. Essentially, like, even human thought and free will doesn't exist because your free will is at the end of the day a result of chemical reactions in your brain going off that who knows how much control you really have in them. Which makes sense as to why Sothasil wouldn't be upset about Almalexia trying to kill him, because he's like, well, this was going to happen inevitably. It's not her fault. But I saw someone make a comment on that claim that Sothasil hides behind that. Basically hides behind determinism so as to leave himself guilt-free about what he did to Nerevar. You know, like, if I believe in a world, and maybe it's a defense mechanism that he created for himself, where it's like, if I live in a world, or if I choose to live in a world where I believe that all events are predetermined, then I don't have to deal with the responsibilities of my actions, type thing. So it's a really interesting thing with him. I'm going to do the YouTube speedrunner chest open. Okay, there. Actually, I'm going to do more YouTube speedrunner stuff. We quit out. What do you think is the fate of Vivec? I actually have a video touching on this. I think during the Oblivion Crisis, Azura sent her Daedra to abduct Vivec. So I have a video touching on this. I have a video about things that I would like to see resolved in Elder Scrolls 6. I think I called it something like my objectively great ideas for Elder Scrolls 6 or something like that. And in that, I talk about an idea for Vivec. Basically, I think it would be a cool ending for him if we see him in a later game, and he has to deal with the consequences of being a mortal again. Not immortal, but a mortal once more. After having... Oh! Hold on, sorry, sidetrack. We could get the Stone of Garank spell, and that could be like Bardao for this run. That would be really fun. But anyway, I think that the fate of Vivec is essentially that he lived out the rest of his life and slowly had to deal with his powers drifting away. Because some people think that he died. I think that Vivec dying is a boring answer because he's not listed specifically in the Nerevarine prophecy. And I I think that that was intentional. I don't know why, but when you said that about fate being predetermined, I thought of Athelia and her power of free will altering fate or something. Yeah, Athelia had like a solid concept behind it because there's not really a an idea of free will or like a progenitor of the idea of free will in Elder Scrolls. So like having a deity who is responsible for the free will that we see in the games is a cool idea. It just didn't have to be a Daedric prince. And they also went with a very bland and boring design and a horribly written quest line, so it just gets worse and worse. You should read Trial of Vivec. Yeah, so I've read the Trial of Vivec before. It's certainly something. I haven't read it in a long time, to be honest with you, but I know that it's... I mean, I remember the key points of it. It's weird. Okay, I could try to do this. We did this in the previous video as well. Okay. So the spot that I always know about with this guy is over here. Okay. I should get this Grace first. I don't want to walk back here. He should despawn. Oh, or not. Alright, well, let's see. Yeah, he despawned. Okay. So, let's get his attention. This is not the correct thing that I know. Come on. He's supposed to come around this way. Okay, there. There we go. Come on. Bro, you are... Oh! Oh! Okay, that's close enough. Oh! Oh! I couldn't turn my camera around. You think it could have been a primordial type like Anu and Padme? Yeah, I think it could have been something like that. Like, Anu and Padme are a much more interesting concept than just, oh, we added another Daedric prince, you know? It feels a little bit lazy. Okay, next thing we need to do is go up here, I guess. I want to get Vike's War Spear as quickly as possible, so let's go to the gate front, and we'll try to get the spear, and then we can do all this other stuff over here. Because we don't actually need the Dectus medallions yet, so we'll just take the ADHD route of doing a little bit of one thing and then pivoting and doing a little bit of another. Yeah, but like Anu, Padme, some kind of primordial being introduced. I have my own fantasy kind of world that I've been building for a long time, unrelated to the Elder Scrolls. I've been making it since I was about 16 years old, and it's far from finished, like, because I just work on it every once in a while. I truly haven't worked on it in a while. But I have this fantasy world that I've been building, and the concept, like, the first thing that I nailed down in that was creation, and how I wanted the creation of the universe to be. And what I thought of in that world was, because it's extremely hard to be reductive to a point of origin entirely. So I basically started with, there was this composer who would be kind of like capital G God, and the composer was inspired by something that people refer to as the muse. And so no one really knows what the muse was, but what the muse did was it inspired the composer to create the world. And the composer created deities, 8 deities in pairs of 2, so 4 pairs of 2 deities, that basically constructed the world. So and they're all opposites in these pairs. So light and dark were one pair, then life and death were another pair, corporeal and incorporeal were another pair, and then oh, I'm trying to think of the last ones. Was it heat and cold or something like that? But those were the fundamental building blocks of my universe. And then from the interplay of those gods come the lesser gods. And essentially the gods continue having kids until it's kind of like an El Nafe type thing, where, the more that these gods interbreed with one another, the less godly they become. But it would kind of be like a world built off of people who are all descended from deities in some sense or another. And then some of the races are more inspired by deities than others as well. Sacred Tear. I've always wondered who that next Tolkien would be. Some say George R. R. Martin, but I don't feel it. I am not like as big of a reader as I used to be. I used to read a lot when I was a kid, and I just don't read that much anymore. I've had a bunch of people recommend A Song of Ice and Fire to me, but I just I don't know, haven't wanted to get into it. And then I've heard that the show really falls off. So Dareloth stream right after I finish your video. Sweet. Hope you enjoyed. Okay, we need this grace right here. Okay. One big thing with my world too was that there was going to be this whole thing with the goddess of life being okay, to back up, in my world there is a big time and space. That was the last pair. Time and space. So, there's a big controversy in that world or in that universe about which gods came first and if there's some kind of primacy to the gods. Because essentially, if the composer is, if you think logically about it, a composer composing a piece has to start with something, right? So some people think that, to put it back to Elder Scrolls, Akatosh is considered the head of the divines, right? So there's that primacy there with him, but in the world that I'm building, there's not an established primacy. There's a debate for any of the gods being the first one, and those type of higher primordial gods don't really communicate with the lesser beings like that. So some people think that the god of time came first, because in order to have things set in motion, you need a god of time. But how could the god of time not... The god of time requires the goddess of life to exist in the first place, right? And then to talk about darkness has to come before light, right? Because you think that a light dispels the darkness, but actually some people say that light is the cause of darkness in that case. So maybe light came first. So it's all I like the ambiguity of it. That would be real religious debates that I think people would have. The Helga and Palkia. Yeah, and Garatina. Speaking of composer, if Jeremy Soule doesn't come back for Test 6, I'm not buying. Yeah, I heard some controversy with him a couple years ago, so I don't know. I don't remember the controversy necessarily, so it can't have been that big, but... Or I suppose it could have been that big. If I don't hear about something, that's not the mark of it being big or not. I don't think he's coming back, still MIA last I checked. Well, to be fair, Elder Scrolls 6 is also MIA, so... FromSoft is one of the few devs that gives me that sense of anthropological wonder. Yeah, FromSoft is really good about, like, if you guys haven't seen his channel, go check out Tarnished Archaeologist. He makes some of the best videos on the FromSoft just catalog of games that I've ever seen on this platform. He's really, really good. Like, I'd be lying if I said that that my videos weren't based off of his in some sense, or like I definitely took inspiration after seeing the way that he made videos. I started trying to model my videos more after his as well. Really, really good. You love that channel? Yeah, he's awesome. And then Hawkshaw as well is a really good channel for lore and theories and stuff. So get on those channels if you're not on them already. Okay, Bellum Highway. So our goal is to head up there. And we're just gonna raw dog it. One of the Cuckoo Knights. I don't even know why I pick up this row of fruit. Has anyone ever has anyone ever actually used this before? Okay, we'll get this Site of Grace too. I know that some FromSoft YouTubers like skip getting Sites of Grace, and I do sometimes when I'm doing like a specific run, but I feel like there's some that are just always good to get. Now, I also have a deeply embedded fear of these ballista over here, because I keep getting shot by them. Or I used to keep getting shot by them every time that I came over here. Do you think the Slowed could be a big threat in future test stories? The Slowed actually made a comeback in Elder Scrolls Somerset. I forget the name of the Slowed that was the enemy there, but yeah, some Slowed were antagonists, so like I could see them appearing in the next game. One thing that I do really want for Elder Scrolls to get better with is including non-playable races in the mix of society. Like, it's super bizarre that you don't see any sea elves anywhere, I think. And it's super bizarre that you don't see any Slowed. I mean, I know that Slowed are like a hated race, but still, you should see some. Like, people tend to think like Nords are from Skyrim, Redguards are from Hammerfell, Bosmer are from Valenwood, but it's not that cut and dry. It's not that simple. The different like denizens of races and stuff don't all exist in one spot, you know? Snow Elves gave people that high of non-playable races. Yeah, the Snow Elf is a great example. Okay, I am going to put on our thief gear just to give me a little bit more resistance to this stuff. And then we are going to wait. I feel like the community would just want to play as those races. Well, honestly, like, I think that they should open up more playable races. Only having 10 is kind of silly when you have so many other races in the game. Like, open it up like D&D. You know, there's so many different races in D&D that you can play as.
Figure to determine if you had. It seems torrent, whereas I may. There is, but I can take gathering. Very well.
We'll go. Yes, like immortal vampire serpent men. I do think that more Seichi being around, like the fact that the Seichi are as mysterious as they are is also really weird because, like I pointed out in the recent video, they've ruled the Empire for 400 years. That's not an insignificant amount of time. Oh, I forgot to pick a... I'm really bad about this. I forget to pick a gift sometimes when I start these games up.
Oh, welcome to I teach and explore so that
yep.
Ensuring by the way. You do. Most tarn you are well.
Okay, Catch Flame is only 600 runes. I think we can sell some of our crap. Get 600 runes, and then we'll have a... Oh, we still need a finger seal, though. Let's see. What can we sell? Dragon Wound Grease. Sell those. I mean, we could get to 600, but it's... We're not going to have any way to cast that, so... We'll wait. Let's see how much the finger seal is as well. And we can always get the seal from Garunk, too. Yeah, 800. Okay. Although that seal is going to scale terribly with our build. Anyway. Oh, No, we're good. Yeah. Frenzied Flame Village Outskirts. I do think Daggerfall into Morrowind set a standard that races need a sort of apotheosis to be a playable character. Oh, like with orcs, you mean? Do you think the Empire would ever let the Minotaurs back in? Or is it too far gone? I think, so my understanding of the current Empire is, I do think the Mead Empire, why am I even grabbing this? This is a stupid item. I do think that the Mead Empire, or no, this is the stupid item. Okay, I saw a meme. Doesn't this look like Mark Zuckerberg? I saw a meme recently that had the two of them side by side. Close enough. Welcome back, Shabriri. So my understanding of the Mead dynasty is that it's an empire that is pretty militaristic, and it's pretty set on like trying to just keep its shit together. So like for some of the lore that I've written for my version of Tamriel in 4th Era 68 is that Titus Mead has done a lot to stabilize Cyrodiil internally. Oh shit. But you know, not so much. That was honestly, I should own that, but that was pure luck. But I should have told you that that was on purpose. But I see, again, Titus Mead as someone who's stabilized Cyrodiil, like Titus Mead the First, someone who's stabilized Cyrodiil and done a lot to make sure that Cyrodiil stays united, but not so much with the other provinces. We see, under his rule alone, we see Morrowind, Blackmarsh, and elsewhere, and Valenwood concede from the Empire. So, I don't know. I think that Minotaurs, to answer your question, are pretty far from what they're thinking about. Now, we can probably kill Vivec by dropping him off a ledge. So let's try that. Alright, Vivec, where you at, buddy? Come on. There we go. Festering fingerprint Vivec. Oh shit. Okay. Let's try to drop him. And if he starts doing spells, we might have a problem. Oh! Nice. Okay, that was really easy. Vivec's War Spear acquired. 16 Strength, 18 Faith, 20 Dex. Alright. We are going to have to work for this one. Will the Nerevar build be a 13-hour stream just dying on the floor of Volcano Manor? Maybe. It's not a bad idea. Does the Somerset Isles still have a monarchy, or did the Thalmor replace them? So the information about the Thalmor is largely speculative during this period. The Somerset Isles were closed off to the public for a very long time, and then reemerged as the Aldmeri Dominion, I believe. So, so we don't really know about the goings on inside of the Aldmeri Dominion during that early Fourth Era time. Pastime there. On the topic of Mead, how do you think the post-Titus Mead, the second situation, ends up? I personally don't know, to be honest. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. I don't care. I used to be a firm, like when I was younger, I was like, if you're a Stormcloak supporter, you're an idiot. And nowadays, I honestly don't care. I'm like, I still am, I'm more of an Empire supporter. Just because I think, again, that the Mead Empire is really interesting, and I would like to see it explored a bit more. But I understand anyone who sympathizes with the Stormcloaks. Like, it's just, I think, wrong place, wrong time. Oh! Jesus Christ. We also, like... You gotta remember, no game audio. Is it really low? I can turn it up higher. Oh, maybe it's... Hold on. Oh, it's really low on my settings as well. We'll put it like that. Maybe that'll be better? I don't know. I don't know why I had it so low. I don't know. You guys tell me. Can hear now. Good. You should do more Elden Ring or Dark Souls lore videos. Love your lore vids. I've only done the one... I did 2 Elden Ring lore videos, actually, but one of them wasn't really that well recepted. Or that well received. So, and that one was... It was more of me asking questions, because the DLC came out and I was, like, trying to hop on the bandwagon, you know? But I just realized, like, I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not going to be releasing videos just for the sake of releasing videos. I will release videos on stuff if I have a thing to say about it. And it's the thing I always say with when Dark Souls and Elden Ring come up. It's like, I don't know how much more I actually have to say about these games that other people aren't already saying, you know? That's kind of why I like my space in the Elder Scrolls community, is I feel like not a lot of people ask the same questions that I do, or at the very least don't research them as well as I do. But the Elden Ring community has a lot of people that are, like Tarnished Archaeologist, has a lot of people that are really dedicated to research and stuff like that, so. Okay. Dex needs to be 18, Strength 16, Faith 20, right? That's... okay, we're just shy of our requirements for the spear. Do I have anything else? Can we wield this yet? No. Oh, 20 Dex. Oops. Shit. Okay. 18 Faith. So we're close to our Faith requirement. Let's go. I don't think I should have upgraded Strength that high, because I could two-hand it, so that was kind of dumb. We can take out some Limgrave stuff really quick to meet our weapon requirement. I guess the Mistwood is closest. Elden Ring is Michael Kirkbride. Yeah, the OC Do Not Steal. Bro, trust me, the Thalmor will be the next main villain. Like, bro, I swear they'll unmake reality by destroying the towers. Like, bro, look at the dialogue in Skyrim. I mean, I do think that the Thalmor should be villains. They've been gassed up as villains for, if you count Legends and Blades, they've been gassed up as villains for 3 games now. And promotional content. I think that Imperial Knowledge will know better than I, so you could leave a comment on one of his videos or in his... I think he has a Discord. But there's a line of dialogue in one of the Elder Scrolls cookbooks, and it's actually one of our, like, most accurate pieces of information about the goings-on of the Thalmor in the current age. Which is wild. So I don't remember how well this weapon scales. I'm pretty sure it has decent stats, but I don't really remember. I will say this weapon is really good in Night Rain, especially against the Equilibrious Beast. Some FNAF level lore hiding. Yeah. I mean, I had to look at the stairs for the Potentate's house as a part of my lore for the most recent video. Wow. Ouch. The Seichi lore is really, really hard to find. Still mad that they didn't put a mission of storming the Thalmor embassy if you side with the Stormcloaks and then you kill Ellenwyn. Yeah, there's a meme that I saw a while ago too that was like talking about how stupid it is that the Stormcloaks... Like, the Stormcloaks taking the fight to the Empire is honestly really stupid when they should be taking the fight to the Thalmor. So, and that's just like a result of Skyrim's writing choices. They've made some decisions over there. That's for sure. Do you think the Seichi have any relation to the changelings of Tamriel? Not necessarily. I mean, maybe. Like, one of the only changelings that we've seen is Selene. So, I mean, it's possible. I showed a picture of Selene in my recent video. So I don't know. It's entirely possible. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like ESO knows what to do with the Seichi. It doesn't seem like the original devs knew what to do with the Seichi. It seems like a piece of lore that got written and forgotten about for decades, and then when Oblivion came around, they just sort of like haphazardly created some ghosts instead of making an asset that looked like how the Seichi are described. So, yeah, it's disappointing. Have you ever played Warframe or looked into its lore? I've played Warframe, what the fuck? Okay, I wasn't expecting the hitbox to start up on that so soon. Yes, I've played Warframe, I have not really looked into its lore. My one buddy got really into Warframe a while ago, and so I used to play it with him. And I played a little bit on my own, but not much. Okay. Oh, you know what? The medallion. I'm an idiot. An absolute idiot. Let's finish up here at Weeping. Anyway, but we can get the Radagon's Source Seal. And we'll be able to wield this in no time. Civil War was cut drastically at launch. Yes, it was. There's a lot of unused dialogue and stuff in the game files, I believe. We killed General Tullius, but the Thalmor base is literally right over there. Yeah. No, it feels really stupid. I will get the Frenzied Flame incantation over here. and this. So Weeping Peninsula has just a bunch of upgrades that we're going to want for this build. Or for every build, really. They're just good to have. I think this is a shield in here. Yep. Someone's played Elden Ring. Okay. That. About content where you capture Markarth, Galmar kills Undolamar. You know, I actually have a voice clip of Undolamar play at the beginning of my Thalmor video. It is a shame that, like, a lot of Skyrim just feels unfinished all these years later, and instead of finishing the game or releasing content patches or DLC, they decided to outsource to the Creation Club, which is something I genuinely will never forgive Bethesda for. That is one of the scummiest, worst decisions that they could have made. Faith Not Tears down there, I believe, so we can go get that as well. That would help us with the requirements for Vike's Force Spear. I was always so convinced that they were literal snake people. I was too for a long time, and then I started actually looking into stuff, and it just seems like they're not, but, you know, at least the ones that we've seen are not snake people. Okay, and then there's one more sacred tier that we can find. I actually kind of like the Seichi more as humans for some reason. Also, the Yakaviri Potentate Imperial Armor from ESO looks great. It does. It looks really cool. I do like the Seichi as humans too, I can't lie. Like, I think that having literal snake people is cool, but I also, if you guys check right now my community post, I did an artist rendition of what I imagined the Seichi might look like, and they're kind of like, I just got my pen and I drew out something that I thought looked cool. And it's basically, I drew this woman that, she's clearly a woman, but she's like, her skin is scales instead of skin, and she has reptilian eyes and fangs. And I think that fits the Seichi vibe for me pretty hard, because we have, in Elder Scrolls, we have races that are beasts, like the Argonians and the Khajiit. And we have, over in Akavir, the Kapotun, the Kamal, and the Tang Mo. But I think what's really interesting is this fusion of beast race and man that could be the Seichi, where it's like, yes, physically this person looks like a bipedal male or female, human, you know, but their physical traits are actually more beast folk than not. So that's where I think the Seichi are most interesting, to me personally, but I don't know. Is there a lore reason on why the entirety of Nirn decided to stop using the Shakespearean writing after Third Era 405? No. No lore reason. I like Skyrim more than Oblivion, at least. Yeah, I think that most people prefer Skyrim. You get a lot of people that are hardcore Oblivion fans. They can be a little bit obnoxious at times. And look, I like Oblivion too, but like, you gotta acknowledge that game is filled with jank from top to bottom. Both Skyrim and Fallout 4 feel like Bethesda spent most of the time making the world and neglected making a story until late in development. The stories in Elder Scrolls games, and I guess not always, but the stories are usually lacking in those games. Specifically, like, Skyrim's narrative is just so bad. It's like, it is the most stock villain of all time with Alduin, which it really shouldn't be, theoretically. Alduin should be really cool. But the game doesn't emphasize to you that Alduin is a literal god. They just call him a dragon. And they're like, yeah, he's like the firstborn of Akatosh and stuff, but they don't really emphasize what that means to people who are new to the series or whatever. I just wanted them to have an East Asian culture and have physical characteristics of that. Yeah, I think that that would be cool too. I mean, we talked in the last stream about how it's really weird that the Seichi have aped off of Japanese culture, but then when you see them, they're just like white guys. And it's like, you know, inclusivity where it belongs and stuff. If you're going to take the entirety of Japanese culture and basically modify that into your game, why are you whitewashing that race then, too? You know? Especially in a game series that already has, like, a billion white people in it. There was a massive Russian Skyrim mod back then called Akavir Curse of the Immortals. Since has been taken down. The way they depicted Seichi was very similar to yours, minus the hair. Cool. Yeah, never heard of that before. Okay, why did I come in this way? There was a purpose. It was to get over here. When I was playing Oblivion, I liked most things except for exploration, and I realized it's because I don't think Oblivion has the incentive of exploration that Skyrim has. Like in Skyrim, when I go in a dungeon, there's a higher chance of getting a unique piece of armor or weapon or accessory. In Oblivion, that's rarely the case. Most of the unique stuff is tied to a quest. Oblivion also has unique items in every single shop as well, that shop owners have, that you can buy, or in most every single shop. Like, general goods stores usually have a weapon or armor piece. So do armories and weapons, obviously. Cool stuff like that. But yeah, Oblivion, when I was a kid, I did not explore when I played Oblivion at all. I basically went from quest to quest, and you know, dungeons in Oblivion are basically crafted for you to play a quest in them. That's what they're there for. So when you go and you quest, and then you go and... or when you go and explore, you're not really going to find anything, because a lot of those dungeons, again, are built to be quested in, not to be explored in. So, when I switched over to Skyrim, I didn't hardly ever explore anything, because it was like... I remember going into dungeons twice in Oblivion. Because I already went in there once, and then, you know, I had to go in there again, and it just wasn't as interesting the second time around. Okay, honestly, we have a weapon that doesn't work. I want to see how much damage we do to this thing, because it is vulnerable. Okay, yeah, no. Not worth it. We'll come back. The one time I was actively exploring was to get the alien statues. Yeah, that quest is cool. I wish that there were... like, I like quests like that that basically say, there's items out there in the world, go get them. I think those are cool. Skyrim has a lot of dungeons where the quest is the dungeon. Yeah, Skyrim has... but those are more localized, right? Like, you'll go to the dungeon, and there will be an NPC outside of it, and they're like, hey, I need to get, you know, my grandfather's sword out of here. Or like the Pale Lady quest. That triggers... there's an NPC outside of that Nordic ruin waiting to talk to you. Whereas in Oblivion, most of them are like, yeah, you come here for a Fighter's Guild quest. Okay. We will get this, and then we'll get the Source Seal. Wrong hole. Don't ever drop in the wrong hole, fellas. Or ladies. Jesus Christ, one rat did that to me? Oh my god, I guess I haven't really leveled up Vitality. It's gonna be rough. I think Skyrim's main quest is the weakest of the third games, or of the 3D games, but maybe controversially, the quality of most normal quests in each game are pretty similar, at least on average. Yeah, I think that Skyrim's main quest is junk. I think that it's, and that's coming as someone who, you know, really enjoys this series, and I wanted them to do more with it. I think that that series, or what am I looking for? That main quest is really bad. It's like 10 or so missions, and they're just, I don't know, most of them are like, bleh. They're not really that interesting. Oh my god, dude. I know I didn't even need to melee attack that. I could have jumped through it. I don't know what I was thinking. Again, a little bit rusty. But that quest line is just, yeah, I don't think it's very fun. I've got a friend, actually, he loves Skyrim. He plays it a lot, all the time. He'll text me when he's playing it. Usually he'll send me a screenshot, like he's started a new character, and it's a screenshot of Dareloth on the cart. But I was talking to him, I don't know, a couple years ago, and he told me that he has never beaten the game. He just plays it till he gets to, like, level 30, and then he makes a new character. So, and I think, honestly, that's a totally valid way to play. Totally valid way to play. You don't have to beat the game at all. Just go, like, go around and have fun. Okay, if that rat kills me again... Okay, good. Ooh, okay. I knew about these two. Oh, God. The thing about the main quest for Skyrim is that it happens way too fast, and when you think about it, the meat and potatoes is Skyhaven Temple, where it's cool, but you hate Delphine, and then Sovngarde. Everything else is just, ooh, Alduin, Dragonborn Alduin. Yeah, the actual structure of the game is tough. Okay, I think we might be able to get to 20, or 18 faith. Yeah, we can totally get to 18 faith here, and then we can use the weapon. Perfect. That, honestly, does not jump us up very high. 110 damage to 137, is that what it showed? Okay, well, we have the stats now. Let's go for Margit. I guess we could upgrade, too, if we want. I don't think I have any Somber Stones. But we want this video to be a little bit interesting, right? We don't want a full plus 10 weapon right out the gate. So, let's see how we can do. I actively don't want to do the main quest because it means I get dragons, and dragons are not fun and too hard to fight on early game legendary. See, that's why I just don't play on harder difficulties. And a lot of the time, I don't get the Dragon Stone. I don't, I usually don't do Bleak Falls Barrow on most of my playthroughs. Like, sometimes I just want to have a build, or you know, I just want to play a playthrough where I do the Thieves Guild. And so for those, I don't get the Dragon Stone, because why would I? Why would I want dragons running around my game? I have been thinking since doing the Seichi video how cool Skyhaven Temple is. Like, it is genuinely a really cool location. It does suck. You guys might have seen that I did that poll. It does suck that Delphine has ruined that place for everybody. Okay. Oh, shit, I madness procced myself. Reeman's face is cool, very bald, yeah. My first playthrough, I totally forgot about the main quest until I was trying to get the Dragon Priest masks and had to look up where to get the last one right before you go to Sovngarde. Nice. The Dragon Priest masks are another one of those things that's like, yeah, there's cool things hidden throughout. Go find them.
Foul tarnished.
Owl tarnished. Okay. That's not terrible. Although my man is gonna troll me. Okay, let's... Wow, did you guys see that get blocked? Let's hit him with the heavy. I do really hate the input reads in this game. Okay, do your jump thing. I think we need to be at a certain distance for that. There we go. That thing. Do that again. Oh, what? There we go. Okay. Oh, wow.
Well, thou art of passing skill. Warrior blood must truly run in thy
That was a mistake.
veins. Tarnished.
Ah, thank you. Do your jump again. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Oh, wow. I tried to dodge. He's gonna throw me with... Oh, okay. Didn't throw a dagger. Okay, that's the little... It's a little pocket that I normally find to dodge that. Okay, do it, do it, do it. Do the jump. Do the roar. Come on. Oh, does this hit? It missed. Yeah, felt like it. Okay. Tell you what, I feel very, like, awake right now, fighting him. I am just gonna heal up. Thank you, sir. Oh, wow. Whiffed. Alright, do it again, please. I was going for poise breaks, but I don't need to anymore. Come on. Safe, not stupid. Actually, maybe stupid? Yep. Not worth it. Okay. The finisher. Alright, well. GG, Margaret.
I shall remember thee, tarnished, smouldering with thy meager.
And let's go for some vigor here. Delphine is the only character I think is overhated. Like, duh, the Dragon Hunter would want to kill the dragon who was the right-hand man of Alduin at one point. Yeah, I think that there should have been... Delphine is overhated because Skyrim has bad writing, if we're being honest. Skyrim... Like, Delphine has not given a chance to have a meeting with Paarthurnax, which I think would have helped quite a bit.
But of course.
Do you recommend Elden Ring? I've never played. Elden Ring is really fun. I think it's one of my favorite games of this decade so far. If you like Dark Souls, I think that you'll really enjoy this. If you've never played Dark Souls, I actually think this is a decent spot to jump in at because... Oh, wow. Normally I can... Here, hold on. I don't want to dive to that gate. I think this is a decent game to jump in on because it's very, like, build-friendly. There's a lot of really fun stuff you can do in this game. You know what? I'm gonna go try to get Godrick's tower opened up. Not gonna lie, this game looks hard as fuck to play. I mean, you just use a controller if you're worried about actually playing it, but if you're worried about, like, learning mechanics and stuff, yeah, it can be a little bit... The main thing, this game's very simple to play. It's that you have to memorize a lot of boss patterns, and you have to get good about timing. So... it is, it's not the easiest game out there. I used to have a decent challenge fighting Morgott until Night Rain taught me how to absolutely body him through sheer repetition. Yeah, Morgott used to be so much harder for me. Or, actually, no, Margit. Morgott is a whole different story. Morgott shreds my ass in two. But we'll see when we get to Morgott, because I have had a lot of practice fighting him in Night Rain, so... I don't think I've fought him in Elden Ring since I fought him in Night Rain multiple times. Okay. Jump. What do you think of Shadow of the Erdtree? I think Shadow was a good DLC. I would have liked for a different DLC than what we got, or I would have liked for Promised Consort Radahn to have not been the final boss, because that shit was so bad. If you haven't seen the original Dagoth Ur run that we did, I edited it down to 4 hours on my second channel, so you can go watch that if you want at some point. I should have really edited it down further, because 4 hours... I realized after posting it, I was like, this was long as hell. Like, it might be edited down from the original, but this is still extremely long. But no, I think that Shadow was pretty good. I think that there's a lot of people that dislike it, and I understand why, but I think people that disliked Shadow just mostly wanted it to be something else, which I did too. I think we all wanted, like, Gloam-Eyed Queen content, and we got Shadow of the Erdtree instead, which I think all in all was pretty good. Most of the boss fights are like... I don't know, I'd say about half of the boss fights introduced I really like, and then there's about half that I could take or leave. And then there's Promised Consort Radahn, who's... who's himself. Problem with Elden Ring as a new player is it's really easy to be underpowered or overpowered, far more so than other Souls games. Yeah, like what I'm doing right now, like if you're going to fight Godrick the Grafted as a new player the way that I am right now, you'd probably get your shit wrecked because, oh, let's see, that even that was stupid. Because Godrick the Grafted, I mean, you should have an upgraded weapon. We haven't even upgraded our weapon yet, and I don't have armor on, so... definitely prepare for your fights and stuff. Oh, he does that twice. I thought he only did that once when you're up close. Well, damn. We died to Poophead. Poophead the shitty. I still haven't played Shadow of the Erdtree, so I have no idea what it's about. All I know is Prime Radahn in it. Yeah, it's really a horrible boss fight. Again, you can see it on my second channel. We fought him, I think I fought him for 3 hours straight on that Dagoth Ur build. Which is crazy, because I didn't have that much trouble on any other boss. We probably could get a heavy off there. Go for a heavy here. Oh. Okay, I'm not going to have any stamina, though. Okay, I don't know actually how you're supposed to dodge this attack. I always just run away from him when he starts doing this shit. Okay. Thought I could phase 2 him here. Okay, he can hit you with this, when he's doing his phase 2 thing, he can actually hit you with that axe slam down where he cuts his arm off, so... Ah! I do love Poophead the Shitty. Okay, I'm gonna back up from him and... Oh. Okay, I hate the fire in this game. I really do. It is extremely finicky. I'm gonna heal just because we don't have armor and we have Radagon's Sorcio on, so... I think as much HP as I can possibly get is a good thing to have. Oh shit. Okay. That running heavy is gonna screw me up. Bet the shitty soundtrack goes hard though, it does. Don't be knocking Poophead the Shitty soundtrack. Grab attack. Is Godric in Night Rain? I don't think he is. I don't remember seeing him. Okay, just run the hell away. Oops. What? Can I get closer to him? Okay. We have to get a poise break soon, right? Soon, meaning now. Oh, wow. Alright, again, smart, not stupid. I could go for an attack here, but we are just gonna heal, and a couple light attacks, and he's gone, so... Okay. Couple light attacks, and he is gone. There we go. Perfect.
Of all that is golden,
Yes, he is pretty rare. Has two. Yes, okay. He is in Night Rain. I remember his Crucible Tail attack.
bathed in rays of
Insane
gold.
self-control. Thank you. I learned a lot since the Dagoth Ur run. The Dagoth Ur run was a little bit scuffed because I made some hasty decisions to try to get done with that run quicker. Elden Ring has so much individuality, or individually cool bits, but none of the lore comes together. It's hilarious seeing lore tubers grasp at straws. Well, I think that another DLC could have really helped that. Let's get our dex up, and then vigor up a little bit more. You're damn good at this game? Well, I've played a lot of this game. Played quite a bit. Okay, let's see. So we've got Renala that we can do next. We need our shard bearers taken care of. So we'll go get our cheat code here at the Limgrave Tower Bridge. DLC was more coherent by itself than the actual game. Yeah, the DLC had like a pretty internally consistent story. Radahn again is not very interesting, yeah. Makes Melania and Radahn's motives at Ionia incomprehensible. Yeah, I don't know, the lore that they added, people were right, I think, to say that it felt like the lore was fan servicey. Jesus Christ. I forgot that he does that. That is one thing with Elden Ring, is that Elden Ring, more so than a lot of these other... Okay, I jumped at that time because I was prepared. Elden Ring, more so than a lot of other Souls games, I feel, is just out to get you sometimes. Not as bad as Dark Souls 2, where Dark Souls 2 has that, like, drop down before you get to the gutter, where it's like, hey, every beam you've ever stood on before has been safe, but this one's gonna crack and you're gonna eat shit and die. Get fucked, buddy. Elden Ring doesn't have as many of those moments. But it does have a lot of attacks that are like that. Like that attack with the golem is like, you could never possibly prepare for that move coming back at you. It's just something you have to know about after it hits you once. It makes you feel like an idiot. I don't think so. Built up the Return of Radahn well, but each to their own. I mean, it established it within the game, but I feel like Radahn's return in Elden Ring itself, outside of the DLC, was not established very well. But like, yeah, they establish it with Ansbach and Freya, with the letter and whatnot. But I don't think there was much going for that theory pre-DLC. Seichi Vid was peak, by the way. Thank you. Tried to play Dark Souls 2, I couldn't. I know it's the norm to shit on that game, and I'm not trying to add on to that, but I just don't feel like... I just don't like the feel when I play it. Yeah, no, me too. I don't like Dark Souls 2. I'm one of Dark Souls 2's biggest haters. I just don't say that online because Dark Souls 2 fans will eat me alive. Well, I do say that online. I have a video, an older video, of me playing Dark Souls 2. I never finished that game. Never finished that game on stream because I didn't want to. Okay, so we have this now. I'm gonna go to Raya Lucaria. I guess we could go in the Crystal Tunnel as well. There's the one that you teleport to. I think that's the one that we want to hit, right? So we'll go to Gatefront because I'm tired of this section of the map being missing. A lot of people praise the Soulsborne series based on the narratives presented by YouTubers because the stories in the actual games are rather thin IMO. I think that there's more setup for those in some of these FromSoft games than, like, when I see a plot hole in an Elder Scrolls game, my immediate thought is, like, okay, the developers didn't give a shit. And because you hear developers say stuff like that. Like, for instance, in that Seichi vid that I just posted... what are these guys doing? In that Seichi vid that I just posted, you got tons of developers on the ESO staff that didn't even know what the word Seichi was, had never seen it before. It's like... You know, it doesn't instill a lot of faith in you in the company that a majority of the people working on the game don't even know one of the more interesting parts of the lore. So, but with FromSoft, it feels a little bit more intentional a lot of the time, I guess. Jesus Christ. Why are these guys harder than the actual boss? Okay, whatever. I just wanted to get the the whetstone, but I don't even think we're going to be using it. I've been waiting for the Dark Souls 2 run to continue, SMH, canceling my membership and crying right now. One of my buddies, he he watches my videos, and he became a channel member, and he harasses me constantly about me playing Dark Souls 2 again. He's like, please, I need something to watch on my break. I want to watch you suffer. So I wouldn't be opposed to playing Dark Souls 2 again. I think I had a really shit build also the last time that I was playing 2. So I just don't ever know what to do in Dark Souls 2. I've beaten the game like 3 times though, but I also have earned the right to say that I don't like that game. Okay, what else can I do? What else can I do before I go to Raya Lucaria? Yes, down here, this was the thing I was going to do. I used to think that until Radahn came back, and the best explanation for Aeonia became they did it for the funsies. I don't know. Radahn is just a shitty point, for sure. Okay. Oh, I hate this Tim Allen-ass Shaggy Dog enemy type. Oh my god. These basic ass enemies. Giving me more trouble than Shithead the Poopy, or whatever I was saying. God. For fuck's sake. Oh, thank God this game gives you flasks back when you defeat an enemy, though. Or a group of enemies. We had a whole debate over Melania and Radahn in the Dagoth stream. I think the lore is still intact, but it definitely strained credulity when the DLC added the whole promised consort angle. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I don't have trouble... Like, what is your issue with the Aeonian thing? Because, like, my take on the lore is that Radahn was not actually... That Radahn actually didn't promise himself to... Oh, I'm fucked. I went the wrong way. My take on Radahn's promise is that he actually never promised anything. I think that what we were seeing in that... Maybe I could make a video on this at some point. But I think what we were seeing in that premonition, or not premonition, in that cutscene, I guess is just what I'll say, of Miquella, I think what we were seeing was Miquella asking Radahn to be his promised consort, and that was the first time that Miquella was ever told no, or the first time that somebody ever resisted Miquella's charms. That's always been my take on that cutscene. For fuck's sake, dude. Let me get through here. It's always been my take on that cutscene. I don't think Radahn promised shit. Radahn clearly didn't want to die. Radahn put up a fight. And Radahn is still fighting in his death, in his undeath, to become Miquella's consort. So I don't think that Radahn promised shit. I think that Miquella is a manipulative little bitch, and did everything in his power to make Radahn forcibly become his consort. So I don't see the problem, I don't see the fight at Aeonia being an issue. Is Night Rain and the Age of Stars ending connected? There's a rumor that it is. There's signs of it, but nothing's been confirmed as usual. Okay, this enemy is one of my least favorite enemies in the game. And we're doing, honestly, pretty bad damage. Oh, wow. Okay, that's... I won't complain about that, though. But this thing resists physical damage, and I think even more... Okay, hitbox, nice. I think even more so on... than resisting physical damage. I think this thing resists pierce damage as well. I think a general theory people have there that Radahn, after being corrupted by his Great Rune, re-engages on the vow, and this caused the battle between Malenia and Radahn's forces. See, I don't think that Radahn is such a, like... I said this... For fuck's sake, this guy with his spear, dude. Die. Okay. Okay, this is upsetting, and I'm leaving. That upset me. You've upset me, bug. Yeah, I just don't see Radahn ever going in on a promise like that. Radahn's whole thing is that he wants to be the Elden Lord. Like, he venerates the shit out of his dad and out of Godfrey. He's big on... Like, he was so adamant about not wanting a new age that he stopped his sister... Stopped Ronnie. For fuck's sake. Okay, I'm getting pissed now. This game has pissed me off. He stopped Ronnie from... He full stopped her by halting the stars, you know? He didn't want a new age to come about. I don't see any reason to think that Radahn actually accepted that vow. Because we don't see Radahn in that image. In that cutscene, we don't see him. It's just Miquella. He did it all for Leonard. Yeah. Another point is that item descriptions aren't always helpful. Okay. This fucking thing. Whoever designed this, I hope they have a runny nose today. Oh, it's the Shadow Tree attack. Ooh. My god, I'm not doing this right now. Radahn desperately tries to cling to the past at the expense of everything. Exactly. So why would he enter a vow with Miquella in the first place? That's always been my explanation. The one next to Volcano Manor is worse than... Oh, I skipped that one every time. This one, unfortunately, has a Somber Stone bell bearing behind it, so I have to fight this one. But I'm not going to. I'm saying no. I don't consent to this. No means no. Holy shit. This cave at, like, no armor, a +0 weapon? Mm-mm. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm so confident I could kill Renala right now. With this setup, can't take on this cave. Can't take on one singular Falling Star Beast. Okay, let's... I guess let's go. I don't know where the smaller Somber Stones are even to upgrade this thing, so... Yeah, we've got 2-4... Oh, wait! Yes, I do. We go to EG. Sorry, had a massive brain fart. Go to EG, get this stuff. Quickest route to EG is maybe from the Bellum Church? Never bought into the argument that Radahn went along willingly with Miquella's plan, even less than the idea that Miquella's age would be a good thing. Miquella is a tyrant. I can't believe people, like, actually agree with Miquella. Like, the fact that there's people out there that think that Miquella's a good person is wild. Okay, maybe this is a bad route to go. I'm gonna go south, Raya Lucaria. Why did Witch Queen cause the whole war, shattering the Elden Ring? There's no evidence or a reason. Why did... Oh, why did Marika cause the war? Yeah, there's various different reasons that people think. One of the running theories is that she was upset over the death of, what's his name? Godwyn? She was upset over the death of Godwyn. It broke her heart to see her firstborn killed. I think he's the firstborn, right? And then she flipped out, broke the Elden Ring. She's never really seen eye to eye with the Greater Will, I believe, as well. So, or the Two Fingers. I think they've been on kind of separate plans. And even what we learned from the DLC, which is a huge lore drop, is that Two Fingers have actually been incommunicado with the Greater Will for some time now. So. Your son, I think Fia sleeps with his dead body. Yes. Yeah, and so Godwyn is like a parallel to Baldur in Norse mythology. Freya does say Miquella spoke of the vow once he made... Miquella spoke of the vow once he made with Radahn, which implies to me that a vow was made. I accept the idea that she was lied to, but considering that she worked for Radahn, I feel like she wouldn't be ignorant if Radahn didn't accept the vow. Yeah, I don't know. So, like, someone earlier was saying that all good fantasy is inspired by mythology in some sort, and you can definitely see the parallels between Baldur and Godwyn. I'm getting confused on all the god names. I think Marika did it partially because of Godwyn's death and partially because of how erratic her relationship with Radagon was becoming and how unhealthy he pursued the Golden Order. Yeah, Radagon is like... I feel like Radagon would be so annoying to hang out with. He's like a religious fundamentalist in the worst possible way. Marika seems to have used and abused her power as a god. Like, kind of, she got to godhood in order to persecute the Hornsent. Was Ronnie responsible for Godwin's death? That's a whole question. Well, no, that's... Yes. Ronnie was responsible for Godwin's death, but the question that a lot of people have is, were Ronnie and Marika in cahoots with one another? Because there's this whole question of the two of them working together in order to kill Godwin, but then there's the countering theory that Marika was upset over the death of Godwin, or maybe there was some kind of a deal between Marika and Ronnie. Yeah, she directly ordered it. Yes, she ordered the assassination of Godwin. Ronnie did. Yeah, but what was I saying? So much to talk about. Oh yeah, there's the theory that Marika and Ronnie were working together.
I presume.
And that there was some kind of a deal to be made, but then Ronnie made the call to kill Godwin, which deeply, deeply upset Queen Marika. Okay. That's a +4. That's pretty good. We still don't have armor, because we're not going to have armor for a long time, actually. Okay, we'll go back to the main academy gate. Yeah, we're not going to have armor for a while. We have to get to the consecrated snowfields in order to get armor, which we can't do yet. Nope, I was thinking we could, but we can't. I can't imagine why Marika would want the Age of Stars, TBH. I don't know. I mean, Marika doesn't seem to be a big fan of the Greater Will, from what I remember. I'm not super, like, up to date on my Elden Ring lore. Lore passes in and out of my ears sometimes, so I was really studied up on this stuff recently, but not anymore. All right. Jesus Christ. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god, I just want to get in the door. The loathsome dung eater. Did you guys know about this? Hidden room. Bigger. Oh, hold on. I gotta respond to a text. Okay. And we're back. She might have something to do with the jars, at least, considering the whole Radagon-Marika situation. You found the Albinoric woman. Nah, I'm looking for an Albinoric woman in real life, bro. Texting while gaming is a federal offense. Yeah. You ain't wrong. Oh, I should get the charge attack talisman. I should do that. It's always a solid choice. Although, I feel like this spear is not great to charge attack with. The animations on this spear are really long. All right. L plus tarnished plus touch grace. I always disliked that they cut Vike's questline. Yeah, there's also a lot of cut content in Elden Ring, isn't there? We were talking about cut content in Skyrim, but there's quite a bit of cut content in this game and the other FromSoft games as well. Alright. Let's fight, dog bitch. Oh wow, what the hell? I always forget how weak this thing is. I didn't even need to dodge that. That was such a delayed dodge. Holy shit, I died to the dog. I didn't think that hitbox was going to get me. Can't wrap my head around why I feel much more sympathetic towards Marika, who committed war crimes many times over, compared to Ronnie, who I see as despicable, despite not being that bad. Well, like, you know, I made a video a while ago that I'm sure you guys have seen because it's my most viewed video, but the prisoner theory video. I view Marika as trapped, and, you know, she... Okay, Jesus Christ. As trapped by the, by her role as... I'm gonna die to the fucking dog again. Don't die to this stupid dog. Jesus Christ, this fucking stupid dog. Oh my god, I'm dying to the dog. Ugh. Yeah. I have more trouble with this damn dog than I do with most bosses for some reason. The thing is, he's such a glass cannon. He's so fucking annoying. I hate fighting the Red Wolf in Depth 5 and Night Rain. Really annoying and tanky to boot. The thing about the fucking dog in Night Rain is that the arena that you fight him in really matters. This arena in this game that he's in here is nice because it contains the dog. The dog is stuck in a little rectangle. But when you fight him out in the wild, like, I never fight that Red Wolf. There's two other Red Wolves you can fight. There's one down in the, is it Shiofa River? And then there's one down in, okay, I don't like this spear. It is way too slow. Come on. Oh my god, I've never been so fucked up by this stupid thing's moves before, though. I'm like dodging way too early. Oh my god. Okay, got the timing at least. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was in recovery frames. Great Spears are pretty slow in Elden Ring. I know, I've done builds with Great Spears before. I haven't done one with Vike's War Spear before. Oh, Jesus Christ. Spear's good in PvP. Man, honestly, fuck FromSoft PvP. I hate FromSoft PvP so much. I did have a really funny experience with FromSoft PvP recently, though. I was playing Dark Souls 3, and I was doing this shitpost build that my friend dropped into my game, and he dropped me Smo's Great Hammer. And so I made my entire build from level 1 around using that thing. And so I just power leveled to get like 50 strength. And it was really funny. This guy invaded me. And he had like a super sweaty build. And I just had a big Smo hammer with Smo armor. And I beat the shit out of that guy. Okay, just do that more, please. My god. For fuck's sake, I had to dodge the dagger or that. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose my mind fighting this stupid dog. Haven't laid eyes on gameplay for this game yet. This is so cool. Yeah, the gameplay is very nice in this game. Surely this is the time. Because I'm not going to crash out and freak out anymore. I'm just going to do it this time. That was my physical. Oh no. Oh my god. Ganking an undead Berg as the giant dad build is a transcendental experience. I just don't think the PvP's fun. I think it's basically two guys that are dodge rolling around each other forever and ever and ever. And then eventually one of you guys gets a hit. Because you get lucky on FromSoft's horrible, horrible servers. Because they're always so laggy. And then as soon as someone gets hit, they just dodge roll away. And then they heal. And then you just do that until someone runs out of flasks. That's usually my experience with it. That hitbox is junk. Come on, bro. Oh my god. Oh my god. I've never been bricked so hard. I knew that dagger was gonna kill me. I've never been bricked so hard by this dog. Oh my god. I honestly forgot about this thing. I was like, I'm gonna kill Renala. I forgot about the fucking dog. I didn't want to look at it because I suspected I'd want to play and don't have time. And when I do, I must go to the Elder Scrolls. Well, you know, I've been a big proponent of Elder Scrolls fans stopping playing the Elder Scrolls for a minute. Like, if you truly love the Elder Scrolls and, like, you get home from work every day and you play Skyrim, like, go try something else, you know? If you if you've been, like, if you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet, if you haven't played Elden Ring, like, go give those games a try. There's plenty of other things out there. Yeah, play Silksong. That hitbox is trash, bro. Oh my god. I'm not playing this game with you anymore, dog. See, okay, that bite has been getting me a lot, and I finally realized it's a 3-hit combo. So I can't be attacking until the 3rd hit. Okay, that one you have to... dodge into... I didn't ever think I'd have to memorize the attack patterns of the Red Wolf of Radagon. This thing is usually dead so quickly. Fuck you. Fuck you, you stupid mutt. Oh my god. I don't get to play often, so I'm not oversaturated. I stay hungry. Okay, well that's good. Speaking of other games, has anyone here played Tainted Grail? I just finished it yesterday, and its main story is so much more well-crafted than Skyrim. It isn't really a high bar, though. Yeah, I've had Tainted Grail on my wish list for a while, because it looks cool. I've heard that it's essentially Skyrim with better combat and story, so... when I say Elder Scrolls, Skyrim is only a sliver of the realm. The lore goes deep. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't know... You said that you like to go to Elder Scrolls. So I didn't know if you meant you play Skyrim every day or what. But, yeah, if you're writing, like, a fanfic or something, that's cool. I've been writing lore for my D&D campaign for a while now. My Elder Scrolls D&D campaign. It's fun to do. Yeah. Somehow messed up the timing on that run. I highly recommend Elder Scrolls for those who can read. Very well written and expansive. Yeah, this is I primarily... Fuck you, Moongrum. God damn. No way he rolled off at the same time that I did. Jesus Christ. I'm on edge, folks. D&D campaign? Yes. So I'm using a rule set. If you type in Dungeons and Daedra right now, I'm using parts of a rule set from that someone made a while ago. Basically, I'm just using the racial buffs. And so my campaign is set in 4th Era 68. Which is early 4th Era. And it's basically coming off the heels of the death of Emperor Titus Mede is the catalyst for the campaign. But there's a lot of other background stuff going on, but that's the essential idea with the start of it. But the campaign is not entirely centered around that. There is a whole kind of subplot that the players can do where they are going to find Atribus Mede. So he's digging away. Do you like to DM? Well, this is actually my first time DMing. Where is the child? Dude, I'm sorry. I'm resetting this. Can't find the kid. I don't want to re-walk up here. So we're just gonna get a better spawn for this child. So awesome. You definitely love... Yeah, I've read the novels. I've read the novels multiple times. Okay. See, normally you can sound whore and you can hear where the kids are.
Come, sweetings.
There's one. The thing is, if you don't take the kids out quick, she basically builds a bomb out of them. And yeah, there I could hear this one. So, yeah, you gotta take her out quickly. But yeah, I like to DM. I've DM'd a couple sessions of the campaign so far with my friends, and it's been really fun. We've got an Argonian monk,
Come, sweetings.
a Dark Elf Ranger, and a Nord Paladin, and then a Breton Wild Magic Sorcerer. And currently they have an NPC that they've been walking around with for a while. It's a Nord fighter. He graduated to fighter. He was a civilian before. But he's been in a couple fights with them, so I decided to give him a level when they leveled up. He played the Grey Prince from Oblivion in a D&D game once? That's cool. Now, I'd imagine Vike's Warspear will be pretty good here, especially with the extra reach. Bayonetta. True, honestly. Okay, let's... Can we just stun lock her? Oh, shit. Wow. Easy. You're telling me that this boss gives us a great rune? She's one of the shard bearers, but the dog isn't? Absolutely ridiculous. Feel bad for Renala, yeah.
Where did he flee?
Where did you flee, my sweetings? Okay, so we did all this. GTS is next. And I don't know if I need more vigor or more damage. I guess vigor is going to help me actually tank hits, so that's what I'm going to go for. Funniest lore is Renala having a sister named Rolana. Yeah. Miyazaki really didn't try with that one. Yeah, actually, funny that you should bring up the Elder Scrolls novels, because I have a project that I want to work on where I'm going to be going through and highlighting stuff in those books that is like good to know, basically. Like I just highlighted over a section on one of the first pages. Those books tell us that there was a tsunami that happened in Morrowind and in Somerset Isles, and that's pretty cool because you don't really hear about like weather phenomenons like that in any of the lore books or anything like that. So that's cool. They name drop an inn in Coral. That's pretty cool. And then they have what else did I see in there that was interesting? I highlighted a couple things in that first book. It's called The Infernal City, the first book. So yeah, I've got a project that I want to do on those. Those books do not get a lot of recognition by people, but they are good. I think everyone that's read them generally has positive things to say about them. And those books are helpful for the foundational lore of some of my D&D campaign as well. Okay. Give me the stun lock, please. There we go. Okay, yeah. That's fair. It wasn't a tsunami, it was Easterners that vaguely resemble tsunamis. Yeah. Meteors dropping, earthquakes, volcanoes, and now tsunamis. Now we need tornadoes or hurricanes. Yeah. I remembered them a few days back. I'm glad to hear y'all like them. Looking forward to reading them. Yeah, they're good. They're very good. I mean, you can tell, I will say with the books, you can tell that they're written for a young adult audience in some points. But I will say they are more mature than I think some Elder Scrolls games have been. Like, it's definitely got more maturity than Oblivion does, for instance. But there's some parts where it's like, yeah, it's a little YA. And not necessarily in a bad way either. Just the way it is. Now we could go this way. Because honestly, I'm really fearing Morgott. Morgott is going to be a brick in the road. I don't even care about Draconic Tree Sentinel, I care about Morgott. Turning 25 next month, am still a young adult. Yeah. Hey man. I'm 25 right now, I feel you. I think the Penitus Oculatus deserves so much more. I haven't read the books, but from what I've seen, one of the main characters is an inspector, I believe. Need to get them one of these days. Yes, so there's about four or five main characters in that book, in the first one, and then I think there's an additional character that gets added in the second book. But yeah, it's a shame that those books, I don't know. It's a shame that they never made more books. That was a mistake. 37, but didn't find them unappealing. Yeah, there's just some parts that are, you know, a little bit young adultish. A lot of people joke that they are, that they're cookbooks, because a lot of, I think specifically the second book, has a lot to do with, like, cooking, but in, like, an alchemical sense. Working on my fanfictions, I hope to have canonized. Ooh, that'd be cool. I wish Bethesda would canonize more fan content, since they're so eager to use fan content in the first place. get this heavy. Okay. No! Oh, man. Really whiffed that. I really wanted those Elder Scrolls cookbooks when they came out. You can still get them. Godefroy, the Ruiner of Lore. Someone has a really good video on Godefroy. Because he's actually mentioned in an item description. And something, which is like, oh shit, the game's acknowledging that Godefroy is real. It's not just like a throwaway boss in an Everjail. No fucking way. Yeah, he's in an item description somewhere. I think it might be Redatosker who has the the video. It's pretty good. No. Oh, okay. I guess I'll go do some other shit. Oh, God. I'm worried about this build. You know what the other build? The Dagoth build had bleed. This build doesn't have bleed. Does the Song of Ice and Fire count as young adult? No. I've never read them, but I would assume no. I think we're going to actually have to do some leveling up here, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we might have to. We can kill Grail, and we can kill, we can kill that stupid Erd Tree avatar. Yeah. I need to get some more levels, though. I need more... I think I need more health, because this spear is... I don't think it's going to do that much damage in the long run, so... I don't know, we'll see. There could be other spears that we use. I know the thumbnail says Vike's War Spear, but that's just what I thought of initially. It doesn't have to be Vike's War Spear. But I liked it because of the look and the fire infusion on it. Okay. So these guys are pretty easy. And I die. I usually dodge to the right. Sorry, I'm playing like shit right now. Playing like absolute shit. Wow, lucky that didn't hit. I'm back. Did you fuck up that dog? Yeah, we did. Now I'm getting fucked up by this thick tree. Took me so long to realize those things are just a reskinned Asylum Demon. That was the first time I saw this thing. I was like, oh, welcome back, Asylum Demon. Close enough. Okay, so I like to dodge these guys to the right. That's usually how I survive these boss fights with them. Okay, bro is a spammer. Which I guess is okay for me, but the difficult thing with these guys, I'm going to try to do it. Okay. Yeah, their little stink stays on the ground for a while. Okay. I think we could probably get 2... No. I don't know if that's better or worse than a crit. But, fun fact with the stink is that the previous stink will dissipate as soon as the... I don't know about as soon as, but pretty shortly after his next jump. Yeah. That's how that fight should have gone the first 2 times. Easy enough. 91,000. Tree avatars are the bouncers for the Erdtree roots. Yeah. Sounds about right. Okay, so more dex would get us up to 351. Strength does not scale well with this. Neither does faith, so it's not even really worth putting points into that. I think we are going to go for vigor. And I would like to get my armor, so in order to get my armor, we need to get to the consecrated snowfield, and to get to the consecrated snowfield, we need to get to the rolled medallion. And to get to the rolled medallion, we need to get to Morgott. By that point, armor won't even matter, so I don't even know what I'm talking about. But we can go to... I guess we can go to Altus Plateau. Go try to kill Draconic Tree Sentinel. It's not going to go super well, but I'm going to try to have some discipline in that fight. I know Draconic Tree Sentinel pretty well, especially with all the Night Rain recently. So, hopefully, we can get there. I wish that you could activate Grace by standing over it. On your horse. Oh, I need to get Catch Flame still. Instead of Torrent, you should have that weird elephant thing from that one Kirkbride art. Would that I could. I guess I could mod these games for these runs, but I kind of like trying to figure out how to do it in the actual game itself. You know what I would like to do at some point? I don't think it would be a very interesting stream, but I would like to do a Crusader Kings 3 stream. I guess I don't know how engaging it would be for people, but I would like to do one of those at some point. I want to get better about uploading on my second channel too, because I do just like to play video games in my off time, and I would like to upload more stuff to my second channel. For anyone who doesn't know, I do have a second channel. It's very, very small. And all that I do on there, I post more gameplay-focused things than I do on Dareloth. So Dareloth, my philosophy with Dareloth has always been, Dareloth is going to be, or not always has been, but for a while my philosophy with Dareloth has been that Dareloth is my channel for like guides and, I guess not guides, but like lore and video essay type things. And then on my second channel, I kind of wanted to transition over to guides and gameplay, which I thought would be a little bit more fun, so please do Crusaders. Yeah, I would do Elder Kings too. Who do you mostly play as in Night Rain, and what do you think of the way they consolidated different playstyles into the Nightfarers? Builds are a big thing in RPGs, but they take a backseat in Night Rain. Yeah, I think that the Nightfarers are all pretty fun. I usually play either Wilder is my goat. I also like... now I'm trying to think of all of the Nightfarers, because I haven't honestly played in a little while. Yeah, him, I really like Duchess as well. Duchess is a lot of fun. And once I learned how to play Recluse, I thought Recluse was really fun. I'm not much of a spellcaster, but I really like her ability to absorb magicka back. Birdman the goat. Revenant's okay. I just think that you have to be with the right group of people. Or not Revenant, sorry. What's his name? Guardian. Yeah. Guardian, I think, is okay. Iron Eye's a lot of fun, too. And, oh god, Executor. He's really fun, too. The only one I really don't like is Revenant. His name is Birdman. Sorry. Yeah. The only one that I really don't like is Revenant, though. I'm not a fan of her. But I can play just about anybody. Go wild with Wilder. Holy shit, from behind the tree? Thought he was going to shoot his friend. Holy shit. Okay, these guys are out for blood today. Haven't put anything in my physic. Again, no armor, +4 weapon. We'll be fine. Oh, actually, you know what? That's more damage than I thought we were going to do. I just gotta remember how damn slow this thing is. Yeah, so like right there might not be a safe window to attack. Oh, wow. Oh, wasn't ready for that follow-up third attack. Yeah, Duchess's artifact where she can hit a bunch of times, and if she gets the end of a dagger combo, then it auto procs her her repeat ability is really, really cool. Can we get a full charged heavy off? Maybe 2? Oh wow, okay. And then into full charge. I think we, okay, we can't sidestep that. We want to be at full HP because we've got the talisman. Trying to keep the poise damage up. Okay. Oh, that was so fucking stupid. For some reason, I thought that was faster. Oh god, as soon as I clicked that button, I was like, what is wrong with you? Pretty good fight, though. Apparently, I know the Draconic Tree Sentinel better than I know the dog, so... and it's nice to know we can get an early poise break on him. Okay. 1, 2... Let's go for 3... 4... So 4 heavies off the bat is pretty good. Jump. Shit. Okay, you gotta be really careful when he's in lightning mode. This attack is fine. I'm honestly okay with that one, too. I'm okay with this one. So he's only got a timer that he's on for this lightning mode. So you kind of can wait it out. And then his attacks are, like, way safer. Oh. And the hitbox on that one is always weird. Okay, but now he doesn't have lightning on his weapon anymore. Okay. Oh. Shit. Okay, lightning mode again. Oh, wow. I started sprinting instead of dodge rolling. That was a really good run. I like his weapons, TBH. They're badass. Yeah, it's made out of a dragon tooth, his weapon. It's really cool. Okay, so we can do 1, 2... Honestly, might not be great to get a poise break right off the bat. Ow. Because that... wow. Yikes. Because that does increase his vulnerability for being poise broken, I believe. So... something to think about. But I will also take that damage. That early damage on him is nice. So, do any of you guys have a go-to build when you play Elden Ring or any FromSoft games? I feel like I normally go with a... I'm strength in most Dark Souls games, and then for whatever reason... Actually, I do know the reason, and it's kind of topical for our Seichi discussion. I played Samurai as my first class in Elden Ring, when I'd never done a dex build through DS 1, 2, or 3. But I played Samurai because I was in that Japanese history class that I was talking about. Had to wipe my my mustache for a second there. But yeah. Ouch. I knew not to do that. Strength Faith is goated for how much value Faith has for spells. Yeah, Faith is really fun. Oh, did he phase transition, or can he always do that? Is he stuck? Jesus Christ. Oh, shit. Oh. Man, the heavy attacks always whiff. Hucked by the rock. Ooh, that was so risky. Really thought I was going to go the whole fight without messing that up. He's got 2 fireball attacks for anyone who's not sure, but one of them is slightly harder to dodge. Also don't know how I always get hit by that. Okay. Oh, dude, I have to scratch my head so bad. Oh, I almost did it there. Oh god, let this fight be over. Let me scratch my head. Okay, I could scratch my head there. Jesus Christ. I've gotten injured by that. Way too many times. Oh my god, this guy. Oh. Okay. I was waiting for a window I knew that I could actually kill him with. Oh, crazy. One day I would like to use the Dragon Great Claw because I've started using this weapon in Night Rain, but I've never done a build with it, and it seems like it would be a fun weapon. Okay, let me catch up on chat. That's the things addicting a Duchess with stamina and hit relics. Timing consecutive restages with the activated skill and backstep dodge delay is so satisfying, especially mid-boss combo. Yeah, Duchess is a very satisfying character to play. Strength Faith is goated for how much value Faith has for spells. Blasphemous Blade and Death Knight Long-Haft Axe are goated. I've actually never done a build with the Blasphemous Blade, if you can believe that. I've seen builds online on how OP it is, but I've never wanted to use it before. First playthroughs are always quality strength dex oriented when I try out any game. This is the first... This is to first get used to the game itself before engaging in more mechanics. Yeah, I think a simple melee build is a good start for any of these. I used the Dragon Great Claw for my first run through as a strength user. It was so fun and broke so many stances after just a few jump attacks. Jump attacks are so busted. People don't realize. Okay, I'm dreading Morgott. I'm absolutely dreading it. I know that it's going to be horrible, but you guys will just have to stick with me on this. Gotta respond to another message real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna go try Morgott, and then we'll see where we are from there. If we have an easy time with him, then I'd like to keep going, but if Morgott becomes a roadblock, then that could be it for tonight. And we could postpone this for the weekend or something. Like, I know that I can... Oh my god. I know that I can get this build done eventually. Like, I mean, I've seen people do worse, so... Let me jump off this building. There we go. Here's the Lane-Del shortcut. Although there is a quicker Lane-Del shortcut than this one, but I don't know how to do that one very well. I've done it once. Are those snowmen? Yeah, if only. Okay, we can fight this thing. I should probably get the grace behind him first, but this thing just being a regular-ass Erdtree avatar, I don't fear it too much. And, okay, I'm gonna try this. And it didn't... Oh, it did kill me, yeah. That move is just so... I mean, I did it at a bad time, to be fair. But that move is so risky, because you're in the air for so long. Morgott is mechanically difficult, but doesn't have the stats to back it up if you power game and get tons of upgrades. Yeah, for sure. Like, my first run, I want to say that Morgott... I don't remember anymore, it's been so long since my first run. But, I've had runs where Morgott is piss easy. And then I've had runs like the last run that we did, the Dagoth run, That was really, really hard. Morgott kicked my ass on that run, and I'm assuming it's going to be very similar on this run. Because we are again doing a no armor run. So if we could get some runs where like I actually have some kind of protection against him, that'd be nice. I honestly don't need the Source Seal anymore, I don't think. If I take it off, can I still wield this? Yeah, I can still wield this, so we don't need the Source Seal anymore, which might be nice because we will take less damage. Ouchie. So hard for me to want to battle Ents and or dragons. You don't like fighting dragons in like fantasy media?
Farewell. I shall leave. I wish you luck. You have fought. I have no.
Great Spear can probably stagger him at least once during the fight. I hope so. I mean, we'll see. I got stuck on Morgott for a very long time, though, on that Dagoth run. He was very, very tough. He's like, on most runs, he's always tough for me, so. Wow, I'm lucky that these guys' hitboxes are as bad as they are sometimes. Okay, so how much does this do? 328, 1085, plus 327. Risky poke. I hate that move. Oh my god. Lies of P is the first Souls-like that I've played that has good hitboxes. Lies of P, so I got really far in that game, I think. But I never beat it. I got to... There's like this kind of trash monster or something that I was fighting. It looked like it was made of just like gunk. And I got really pissed off fighting that boss, and then I never came back to the game. You know what I'm going to do is, I'm going to leave with this. How much does that do? That does 420 damage, so not worth it at all. CH8, the green monster of the swamp, he's rough. Yeah, that was my breaking point. I was like, fuck this boss. I think there was a run back to that boss, too. I remember having, like, running back to it multiple times. But no, there's not really run backs in Lies of P, are there? Maybe I just remember the initial run up. Because, yeah, that whole area got, like, the iron giants that you can fight. I don't know, that whole area kind of... I remember it pissed me off. But I would like to beat that game. Stuck on King of Puppets. King of Puppets, I actually somehow first or second tried. Like, I had a great time with King of Puppets. If I'm thinking of the same boss. King of Pain. Yeah, somehow, I don't know what weapon you guys used, but my first, or my weapon that I used was like, Jesus Christ, I'm getting fucked on this run. I used like a wrench as my head attachment. The LLP DLC is fire too, tough as nails but worth it. Yeah, I think my build might have been really bad also in Lies of P. I have a feeling that that could be true. But I always felt like I was doing like at least pretty consistently good damage. Okay. I used a fire axe as well as the head attachment for one of my weapons. Fire axe is your main. Nice. I played Lies of P a couple months ago and loved it. Really want to play the DLC sometime. Yeah, I think it's a very good game. Oh, I thought I could get him off the ledge. Be gone with you. Be gone. Why are you guard breaking me? Be gone with you. Seven coil supremacy. That's the electricity thing, right? You get that pretty early on, don't you? 7 coil. Yeah, Lies of P was cool, though. It felt like Sekiro, like with the arm attachment stuff. Yeah, meets like a general Soulsborne game. Use the lightning arm for... Oh, no! Oh, I still got it. That's the electric coil stick. Very strong electric weapon. 7 coil spring sword is a boss weapon. Okay. I want to say I got a couple boss weapons in that game, but... I don't really remember them. I'll have to reinstall that game and play it. I do remember some of the bosses in that game, though. I had, like King of Puppets. I had such an easy time with them. I remember the first boss, I, like, deflected the shit out of him. And, again, it's the first boss, but I remember being pretty proud of myself, like, with that. Lies of P is probably the best Souls-like since Bloodborne IMO. That's good to hear. Okay. Piss Godfrey, as he's known. I like this boss fight a lot. It's really simple. Honestly, might be... I don't want to say my favorite boss in the game, but it genuinely is one of them. I just like... I like the rhythm of this fight. I like that it's not too complicated, too. It's not like actual Godfrey. You're not supposed to back dodge that, but I did, and it worked. Oh, wow, do you guys see that HP? Okay. So I'm trying to specifically not do the dodge roll attacks on him because he has a piercing vulnerability. So if I can wait a second and then do it, I do 207. But, like there, I did 153. So, it does make a difference. Okay, I need to get more confident about just, like, walking around him when he does that. Jim Bob, the fellow human streamer. Hello. Talisman pouch. Okay, that's our 4th talisman pouch, yet we only have, I think, 1 talisman equipped. I can't even think of talismans that I want for this build. I tried to kill Godfroy for his talisman, but, like, after practicing around with it, the, Vike's War Spear's Ash of War is shit against non-player characters, so we're not going to worry about that. There's this totally dead Black Knife Assassin. Oh, what? I did a Black Knife Assassin build one time. I think I still have that character, actually. Deleted all my Skyrim streams. Oh, what for? Assassin Silly Man build, yeah. Okay. Let's see about this. That is some really sad damage to see. Oh yeah, this is about to be really bad. The whiff is insane. Please don't throw a dagger at me. Thank you. Yeah, the true king of Lanedale. I could go get Shackled too if he's giving me too much trouble. Ah. Damn, this spear is so slow. Like, we should be able to get that punish off, but can't. It's also the running attack for this thing. Like, I don't want to do too many running attacks at him because we get stuck in this really long animation. So that's why I've been neglecting to do those. It's been a choice. Oh, I thought I could dodge into that. Oh, got caught by the sword. They smell feet worse than more guts. Also, is it just me or just trying to learn how to edit videos from YouTube? Just the worst. If you're using YouTube's built-in editor, then yes, that is just the worst. But if you're like watching YouTube tutorials on how to edit, that is also the worst. I feel like the best way to edit is just to get in there and edit. Bro got felled by King Morgott, last of all kings. Yeah, what a fool. What a fool. I really don't want to stop the momentum here and, like, go get more items, because I don't think that's just... What was that? See how long he was holding that hammer for? Yeah, I don't like stopping the momentum here to go get, like, extra flasks and buff up and stuff, because I know that, like, it's more than possible. Can we just... yeah. It's more than possible to kill him right here, right now, if I'm just better at the game. But... we could go get some buffs. Please don't hurt me. I'm gonna hide behind this pillar. Oh, what the fuck? The whiff. Oh, what the fuck? I thought he was gonna get stuck on that column. Oh, man. Yeah, this is... I mean, I could keep going, but this is hopeless. Can we get a poise break? No, we haven't even gotten one poise break yet. Do your sword thing.
Stained by my curse. Such it cannot be.
Yeah.
The curse seems
Yeah, I don't know. This boss is so hard. Second attempt, though. I mean, we're doing okay for having a +4 weapon and bare minimum stats to wield it. So, I guess we can go get some shit. I don't like having to go get stuff, though. But we can go get some stuff, and it might make it easier. We've got the Dex Knot tier, which I think is over in Liurnia, somewhere over here. We got the Faith Knot tier, which is about here. Other than that, I guess just levels. Maybe some spell buffs. But we'll go for it. Souls-likes that are kind of mid but have an amazing mechanic is gonna be my favorite genre. Yeah. I haven't played too many Souls-likes, honestly. Lies of P is kind of my first... I mean, like, other than actual Souls games, you know. Lies of P is kind of my first venture into that genre. Well, kind of, I guess. There's some games... I guess, like, if you're counting a game that just has a dodge mechanic and you fight bosses... I don't know how loose we want to be with the term Souls-like. I love the mental calculations my brain has to do to gauge the survivable jump distance in a Souls game. Because Elden Ring's jump distance is way higher than, like, Dark Souls 2's, but then Dark Souls 1's is way higher than 2's as well. But 3's, I think, is pretty low compared to 1 in Elden Ring, so it's weird. Oblivion has a surprising amount of Souls-like mechanics. Oblivion does have a dodge that people forget about. I'm recording videos to make for Skyrim the last 3 days. Recording videos is a harder challenge than people think. Or I guess editing videos. I mean, I'm spent after I edit a video, and like... Because it's a lot of tedious, monotonous work. That's why you'll see, like, I uploaded that Seichi video for channel members first, and then I re-uploaded it for the general public because I had a couple editing errors in there that I wanted to fix. That things just go unnoticed by me sometimes. But especially when you're one person trying to edit an entire ass thing, it's a lot. Okay, so I think we got that, and that provides... Say Sayesi or I will kill. Yeah, Sayesi. Whatever boats your float, I guess. I did really like that one developer, the way that he was like... If you watch the actual clip from the VOD, I edited things down a little bit. I also... And I can't talk on this, okay? I'm not trying to make fun of him. But Lawrence Schick had a lot of stuff that I edited out of the VOD, thankfully, to make it like... I don't know if ESO would have copyright claimed my video or not, but Lawrence Schick had a lot of ums and you-knows and stuff that I was able to cut out of his clip to make it edited down. So, thankful for that. Missing mistakes is my nightmare. Yeah, I do it all the time, don't worry. You'll find that most people don't notice, the people that do notice don't really care. The biggest person at the end of the day who's going to care about a mistake in their video is going to be you. Like, there's some videos that I rewatch of mine, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I didn't make this change here. But it's something that, like, nobody ever cared about. Massive Hollywood production, make mistakes or miss mistakes, yeah. If they can do it, I can. Okay. Flame Shrouding Crack Tier, we got that. Whatever, just forget about these guys. Okay, what else do I have that we could do? Dex Knot, Faith Knot, we already got. Saints and Seducers is ass. All of the Creation Club content is ass, if you ask me. It's wild how Red Guards have serpents be central to their beliefs and they don't get the snake accusation. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that, like Sadakal. It's really cool. Go to the Temple Quarter, that's closer, I think. But yeah, I could make a whole video, I think, on snakes and serpents and their representation in the Elder Scrolls. I don't know if I'd want to, but I could do that, because there's a lot of examples of it. And then there's the Scarab. The Scarab is a whole thing in and of itself, too. Saints and Seducers Extended Cut should have been a paid DLC with more content. I think a lot of the Creation Club content should have been actual DLC. It's lame as hell that the Sayesi aren't actually snakes. I think that some of them are, but I think by and large, the ones that we've seen are... I think that the Sayeski, that's what I used to call them, I think that those guys... the upper class are the serpents and the lower class are the men. It seems in line with what Kirkbride said, so I tried to keep it kind of in line with that, with what him and Alan Nanes said in that out-of-game source. And even though out-of-game sources, you don't have to take them as literal fact, I think that if it's something like that, where it's... And I do have to give him credit, where it's like Michael Kirkbride actually giving someone feedback for once on their question. You know, it's nice to see the insight of what the developers were thinking, but he also said in that same clip that the developers don't really know what they're doing. So I actually thought it was pronounced Seishi. 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 Until I heard you say it. Yeah. Yeah, Seishi's... Yeah. Okay, the Dex Knot tier is, like, over here somewhere? I always get confused. That's why I never grab this thing, because I always get confused on where it's at. Some comment on your video suggested that their version of vampire lords are actual snakes. Yeah, I didn't delve too much into the vampire stuff, because I don't really, know what to think about it, honestly. Like, the vampire stuff feels Kirkbridean. It doesn't feel like something that we see in any of the ESO stuff. And honestly, even Kirkbride didn't elaborate on what the vampire thing meant. Immortal Vampire Snake Men just honestly doesn't mean anything to me. It's a Mad Lib. And it's an unexplained Mad Lib. So, so I didn't put much stock into the vampire claim, because it just seemed like another adjective to add on to these guys. They feed on language, bro. Yeah, I know. It just, it kind of comes out of nowhere. But, hey, that was me. I was going to mention it if you didn't see it. No, I did see it. I think I responded to that comment as well. I like the idea of it a lot. I think that it's really cool. Like, if we were going to go with the vampire thing, then I think that's a really cool explanation for them being shape changers and also vampires. ESO has vampire lords, but they're mostly in Skyrim. Seems to be a non-Volkihar, though. Yeah, so that's another instance of ESO, I think, getting something wrong, where I don't know if it was ever specifically stated to be exclusive to Castle Volkihar or House Volkihar, but I believe it's just meant to be Volkihar vampires that have that vampire lord thing, because every different vampire, I guess, sub-race, as you can call them, every single one of them had their own unique thing that they could do, and I thought that the vampire lord thing was specific to Volkihar. Again, I always say this, I'm not an authority on lore, I'm like half remembering things that I read on a wiki a long time ago, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that that was what they were, so. And I'm not honestly a big vampire fan anyway, so I don't think I'm the guy to really talk about the vampirism stuff. Didn't Harkin say that the disease and what he has are completely different? Yes. Harkin made a pact with Molag Bal, so he's got like a more pure-blooded strain of vampirism, I believe. Kirkbride is responsible for some of my most favorite lore, but some of his stuff really is just drug-induced ramblings. Some of his stuff is really incomprehensible. It's I don't want to say drug-induced because I don't like spreading that rumor about him, but it's just, I always say that it's up its own ass, because Kirkbride read a lot of religious texts. He knows a lot of, you know, religious, like, phrasing and how to make a book sound like a religious book or like an esoteric book. And so he does that in all of his lore. And eventually, it just sort of gets full of itself. And I don't think that's his intention, necessarily, but, like, if you haven't read the Seichi creation myth, like, go ahead and read it. It's half the words, like, you have to really sit there and think about what it means, and it mostly talks about the Seichi feeding off language and stuff, but it's, again, very esoteric and weird. Okay, so, oh, hey, we could do we could do Renala's full moon to get Bardao. That'd be kind of funny. I thought he was open about using psychedelics. His statement has been that he never, that the Morrowind lore was not drug-induced. It's a rumor that people have propagated. Unless he said something that I'm unaware of.
Now those out of a chat find them well.
It works for Vivec plus Almalexia since they're gods of being up their own ass, but otherwise, yeah. Yeah, it just, you know, when you're reading this stuff and it's just really hard to comprehend and it has no meaning at the end of the day, too, it starts to become like, when I read Kirkbride stuff now, I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, get to the point, you know? And like, what he just admitted in that video is, like, there is no point half the time. He just says stuff to say stuff. And so that really, like, as a writer myself, that is so annoying. To purposefully put all of this, like, vague nonsense in your game because it sounded cool is super annoying. Say she were a psyop, they aren't even real. Real lore, yeah. The Grey Prince is another example of lore that's like, excuse me, what? Because him being a half vampire doesn't really make sense. Okay, we're going to take this. I'm putting this on for a reason. We are going to go to the Smoldering Wall. It would work for a setting that's consistent, but Tess is not. Yeah. Saints and Seducers Extended Cut is a name of a mod that extends the content of Saints and Seducers Shivering Isles, although it's a small part of the fringe. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the concept of Saints and Seducers, really. Like, I think that Golden Saints and Seducers should have been in Skyrim in some sense, or like more Daedra should have been in Skyrim. It's ridiculous that we have 3 Atronachs in the base game, and Tremora Lords, and Find Familiar, which is just a wolf, or Summon Familiar, or whatever. You have those, and that's pretty much it in terms of summons. Okay, yeah, I put this... Oh, wait. Yeah, I put this robe on because I thought that it would improve my resistance, but it didn't. So, we'll just go through. Oh, no lantern is rough. Forgot to buy that. Thankfully, I know my way around. Whoa. Oh. I don't think I'd have a Ballus. Yeah, no. Okay, good to know my light attacks stagger. We can just chain him in a running heavy. One down. Come on, I don't have all day. Shit. Ooh, close. Okay, well, we probably could have gotten this earlier. I didn't really think about my weapons being able to stagger them that easily, but it is what it is. Random question, how did you get into being support staff at a school? If I recall correctly, that's what you do. My wife is looking into that, but isn't sure where to start. Yeah, so I'm support staff at a elementary school. The easiest way to get integrated into the school system is to start by substitute teaching. So, if your wife has a degree, all that you have to have is an associate's degree or 60 credit hours, which equals an associate's. I think also if you're a veteran, you can serve as a substitute teacher for some reason. I think the idea is that you know how to discipline from being in the army or something like that. But yeah, so those are the bare minimum qualifications. And then here in my state, you've just got to get a qualification through... I used to sub through a company called Edge's Staff. And then, yeah, I mean, it was pretty easy. So sub for a little bit, become reliable, and then people in schools will know. Also, if you guys have a kid or something like that, like if your kid works in, or if your kid goes to a school district, sometimes it's helpful to reach out and just ask if they need help in the school or something like that. So, does the Sun Magnus work like our IRL Sun? Aside from it being a hole in oblivion. Yeah, so again, Michael Kirkbride made a comment on this one time because the sun really shouldn't rise and set the way that we see it in Elder Scrolls if it is just a big hole. But it does, and maybe Opaline Hard Tier is the route to go, because I don't think the Faith Tier is really gonna do much. Yes, so it is just like a hole in the sky, but it really shouldn't rise and set the way that we see it do that, so yeah. Okay. Our physical defense goes down by quite a bit. Our weapon doesn't increase by damage enough for me to even care. Geocentric solar system, baby. Yeah. I did have an idea for this character. Because Vivec has a mask. So I was thinking about getting the mask, like Vivec's mask, and I had an idea in mind for how to get it. But I think we'd have to do some of Ronnie's quest first, which I don't really want to do. Or we could farm some Guardians out here, which maybe that's the move. Just for any slice of defense. Because these guys have masks that can drop, and they look vaguely like Vivec's. I guess I can drink this now. Guardian Garb. Guardian Greaves. Wow, 2 parts of the set already? Hey, why is this guy coming in so hot? Jesus Christ. Relax. Okay, it's not worth the grind. I knew where 1 was as a guaranteed pickup, but it's not worth the grind. We'll just go try to kill Morgott again. I could get some Somber Stones as well, but I don't know where to get a 5, 6... yeah, I don't know where to get a 5 or a 6. I guess I could think of some areas, like... Carrion Manor probably has a 5. Maybe a 6. And then the 7 is really obnoxious to find. Okay. Wow. Hit with a basic-ass sword attack. The thing with Morgott is that he really... I think unlike any... Oh, whoa, why did I jump? I think unlike any other boss, he really, really punishes mistakes. Like, I've been dodging way too early on that one move, and he gets me every time with that sword. And especially when you're doing a build where you have no armor for the beginning of the game. It's really, really rough. But yeah, if the sun were a hole in the sky, it wouldn't really make sense in reality, because you'd have the problem of, like, not all parts of the planet would be getting sunlight at the same time. Honestly, we're really not all that much more powered up than we were before we came in here. So we'll just treat it... Oh, I could have gotten Shackle. Boys. Thank God. Holy shit. Oh my God. Saw someone talking about oiled up Morgott right now, but I can't respond. I'm too locked in. As much as I'd like to. Oh, the jump attack. Thank you. My old friend. punish, but I got scared. Ooh. Oh my god. Why do I have this stupid blue flask? That should be turned into an orange flask. What is wrong with you? Why are you blue? Okay, I'm asking because depending on how the sun works in Elder Scrolls, Harkon's plan simply makes it to where vampires walk in the day, or he murders everyone on Nirn, including other vampires. Harkon's plan to darken the sun does have drastic problems when it comes to agriculture. I can't lie, it's not a very smart plan. Moog versus Morgott oiled up Torkov. Who takes it? Have you ever seen Moog without his robe on? You can. There's a player model for Moog without his robe on. It's so funny. Moog wins easily.
Shall I to let my hand share them with me?
Okay, we'll get that 40 vigor, and then we'll pump Dex. And then we'll get a move on. That was pretty good. I mean, that didn't take nearly as many tries as the Dagoth run. We didn't get stuck on Morgott for that long. I died, what, like 2 or 3 times, and then we went back and came in. It was like try 4 or 5. Not too bad. I always thought just putting Serana's / Molag Bal's blood in the sun just makes it simply not harm vampires. Well, it blots out the sun if you ever do it in the games. Also, did you play Black Flag? I have not played Black Flag yet. I've had this run that I've wanted to do for a while. This Elden Ring run that I've wanted to do for a while before the Assassin's Creed stuff. And that Assassin's Creed video is... I have so many promises for videos that are going to come out. I promise you all of the videos that I have promised will come out eventually. It's just a time thing for me where it's like... I have to also work at my real job, and then I also have to, you know, record, and then I also have to write, and then I also have to edit, and then I also have real life stuff. So I have to prioritize what comes out when, and what I'm going to work on next. In fact, the matter is, I've got 40,000 subs as of today, which is a big achievement. And most people that are subscribed are here for the lore stuff, so that's what I give a higher focus on. What is this job? Yeah, I know, it's a foreign concept. I work as a paraprofessional in an elementary school, so I work with special needs kids on the daily. It's honestly, it's a tough job. I mean, Cameron, I don't know if you're still in chat. I've definitely been, like, if your wife wants to do support staff stuff, it is a very tough job. I've been reconsidering that job recently, because this year has been tougher than most. Working full-time unemployment? That's honestly what I wish I could do. It's my dream job. Okay, that's a level 6... either somber or regular smithing stone, but either way, he just got completely cocked out of that by this knight. Okay, honestly, screw this guy. I work in part-time unemployment. It's maddening. Does your job not let you get enough hours? job searching, unfortunately. Okay, well, honestly, guys, I am getting a little bit tired, so I think beating Morgott is a pretty big accomplishment, so I'm going to stop there. I've got work in the morning tomorrow, too, so, yeah, this is where we'll end things, but this has been the build. Pretty fun so far. And I will catch you guys the next time I stream. I've got some videos planned to be coming out hopefully soon, and by soon I mean within the next couple of weeks. Got some lore for my Elder Scrolls D&D campaign that I'm going to be posting for people, so you guys can see what you think of that. And then I've got the Akaviri Potentate video that needs to come out as well. That was the reason that I made this HE video in the first place, so be doing that. And then, yeah, just some other projects here and there. So, peace out, see you guys later, and talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.